Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Bhavna Joshi and I'm taking the subject childhood and growing up. So in this subject today we will be studying about the stages of moral development by Lawrence Kohlberg. This is the second part of this theory. Already we have discussed the first two levels, that is the four stages. The remaining two stages are there, which we will be discussing in this lecture. So let's start. So, if you remember, we have studied about these six stages which were given by the Kohlberg, Lawrence Kohlberg. We have discussed the first four stages. The three levels pre-conventional morality stage, which consists of stage one, obedience or punishment orientation, and stage two, self-interest orientation. This is for 4 years till the onset of the adolescent. Second level is the conventional moral stage, which consists of again two stages. That is the stage three, social conformity orientation and law and order orientation. This is from adolescent to young adulthood stage. And the last level is the post-conventional morality level, which consists of two stages, stage 5 and 6. And it is for the age group of adulthood, proper adulthood. And the two stages involved in this level is social contrast orientation and universal ethics orientation. So let's start with the post-conventional morality stage. So the post-conventional morality level is at this level, the personal moral beliefs and values take the priority. Till now, it was society. Now it is the personal moral belief. What as an adult you think about a particular situation or a particular moral value is all about the post-conventional level. So it is characterized by this reference to universal ethical principle that represent protecting the right of all the people. Yes, it is about the universal ethical principles, but it is also about the personal beliefs, what you think about the situation at the present moment. So in this level, the stage 5, as it is called as social contract orientation. At stage 5, people begin to ask what things make a good society. Here at this stage, you are asking that what we can do good, what we should do good to make a good society. They begin to think about the society considering the rights and values that a society ought to upload. Ought to upload means it should be there, right? It should be there. It is like talking about right and wrong. It is not like, for example, it is not right to cheat in examination because it is against moral values. Now this is the example of social contrast orientation. And now again talking about the hens dilemma, which we were talking of in the part 1 of this lecture. At this stage, people will usually say that Hen should not have stolen because even though his wife was sick, because it couldn't make his action right. Now, people may say that stealing was not the right option or not the right thing to do because it is against the moral values. It is against how a society should be. People may say that you cannot steal something only because you want it, you need it, because it is against the rights and values that a society should hold. Now, another set of people may say that life is more important than property. So, and hence should save his wife even if he had to steal. Now, let the moral and legal standpoint coincide. So, there may be people who may give the personal at this level priority to their personal moral values, what they think about it, and say that life is more important than property. So what if he stole the medicine? He was just saving his wife. So it is all about how, what you think, how you think, what personal values you have given to yourself. Next is the stage 6, that is the universal ethical principle orientation. At this stage, as a human being, we are obligated to live by the principle that all men are created equal. At this stage, when a person reaches this stage, you say that all men are equal, regardless of no matter what race, religion, sexual orientation, or political belief one comes from. So every individual is equal in the eyes of the law, and justice is universal, so unjust law must be broken. That means something which is not right should be broken. That means if you want to take the example, it should be that he does what he as an individual thinks right. As an individual, what you think right, regardless of the legal restrictions or opinion of others, you should do it. At this stage, one will say that justice is universal. Anything which is unjust should be broken. So what you think, regardless, no matter what, how it is against legal restriction or opinion of others, don't worry, you should go for it. At this stage, this is about universal ethical principle orientation. So at this stage, people act according to their inner voice and their consciousness, what their conscious and what their inner voice say. It may be different from the law which is already formed, but as per their inner voice or consciousness, it is right. So they, at this stage, people led a life without feeling the uh, feeling of guilt or shame inside them. So at this particular stage, in the hens dilemma, what people will say, hens should steal the medicine because human life has more value than property life of some person, or hens should not have stolen because any other person might have needed the medicine more badly. So it is just a matter of fact how much value you give to things, and what is your inner voice or consciousness is saying about it. If your conscious is saying that hence should have broken the shop, and it is right because value to life is more important than any property right, then then that means that the hence husband of that cancer patient was right in doing so. So it just depends on how much value you give to your personal beliefs. So this is about the universal ethical principle orientation. This is the last stage which was given by the Kohlberg. Now coming to the educational implications, what a teacher can do to build the moral development in student. Teacher can teach student in a way where when she or he is inducing them how to think. Teach student how to think. How to think means how they should think in a particular situation, what is right and what is wrong, how they should know about their inner voice, their consciousness. So next could be you as a teacher, you can have discussions on moral issues. You can discuss the moral issues, whether the person should do this or do that. So these problem solving moral issues should be discussed in class, so that an opinion, a student should be able to form the opinion, should have an opinion, should have a perspective, should have an outlook in a given situation. Plan group projects where students work together towards understanding of the curriculum. Instead of teacher talking in the class and telling this is right and this is wrong, as a teacher you should plan group projects for the students and ask them to work for it. They all alone will work, they all alone will work in group and will come up with new ideas as what they think about the particular situation. Emphasis should be on student activity and discovery method. Now, teacher should work on skill like how to grow morally. Teacher should work simultaneously with the curriculum. Teacher should simultaneously work on this also, that how to grow the child morally. It is not important to have a, have a moral science lecture or moral science subject in the curriculum. Every teacher, no matter what subject you are teaching in the class, you should induce this value in the child, as how a child should grow morally, what is right and what is wrong. Building and conducing environment in the class for this, very important. Promote role plays. As a teacher should promote role plays where students are given a situation and they are given a role and they have to act accordingly. Now it is up to their judgment, up to their thinking, how they will think. It is up to their intellectual level how they will react to a particular situation in the role plays. So this is about the educational implication. I hope you understood all the stages of moral development which was given by the Lawrence Kohlberg, and the educational implications also. Thank you very much.